drivers have a proud history in the World Rally Championship, but the country has never featured on the WRC calendar. That's all changed now. Rally Japan is here. Rally Japan takes place in the far north of the country, on the island of Hokkaido. Rally HQ is in the city of Obihiro, in the Takachi region. 27 gravel stages totalling 388 kilometres await the drivers. This is a long way from the WRC's regular meet and is a voyage into the unknown for all of the teams. So, what is this event all about?
High speed, narrow, but it's going to be interesting, I think.
Very fast, very narrow, and not easy.
Streets are very narrow, very fast, and not a lot of place for a rally car.
We'll see when we start the rally and what the conditions are like and how it feels. Hard to tell now what's going to happen.
Sebastian Loeb arrives in Japan with a 29-point lead in the Drivers' Championship, following his 5th win of the season in Germany. But maybe the man to watch is Petter Solberg. This huge off in the last round in Germany resulted in his 3rd retirement in a row. A big win here in the home of Subaru will go some way to getting his season on track.
We do what we can, and then we have to see the result at the end, and we have proven that we are one of the quickest on gravel, so just need some luck.
Solberg is currently 4th in the Drivers' Championship, 32 points behind Sebastian Loeb. Marco Martin and Carlos Sainz, the 2 drivers between him and the championship leader. Citroën still the pace setter in the Manufacturers' Championship. It now looks as if only Ford could beat them to the title. This may be Japan, but no Mitsubishi. They missed the rest of the season to concentrate on development. Also absent is François Duval's co-driver Stéphane Ferraud, who misses Japan following a family bereavement. His place is taken by the experienced Philippe Groven.
So plenty of interest at the ceremonial start held in downtown Obihiro. The party atmosphere prevailed as the drivers took to the start gate with the watchful eye of the world's media. Rally Japan is sure to be a hotly contested affair. Defending world champion Petter Solberg at the wheel of his Subaru Impreza was no doubt going to be in the thick of the action. The action proper gets going with the 9 stages that make up day 1. 8 of these take place in the forests around Rikabetsu before returning for the super special at Satsune near Obihiro.
Less rising sun than setting moon as the crews make their way to the first stage of this brand new event. Fast but narrow is the driver's verdict on these forest stages, and Sebastian Loeb's the first to find out. Road sweeping was expected to be a real issue here, as deep gravel covers many of the stages. But it seems the roads have been cleared to some extent by the passage of cars during the recce. You can see how clean the racing line is. So Sebastian Loeb can still be quick. Martin, second in the championship, is second on the road. He won this year's first new rally in Mexico.
Right.
Can he better Loeb?
150. 6 left, tightens to 6 minus.
He's already slower. 3 seconds slower, being first on the road hasn't held the Frenchman back. Carlos Sainz, third in Rally Mexico, has a reputation for being good on new events.
Derecha, caliente, poco tarde se entierra muchísimo.
Not at all, and all this experience cannot overcome some handling problems that he suffered on the opening test.
He has armfuls of steering up at the end of the
Derecha, casi tierra,
followed by a
frenando.
correction of oversteer
Para
on the
izquierda buena,
exit.
poco tarde de
This
cierre,
means
se
he
abre,
cannot carry a
abrirse.
quick speed through all these slow corners in the first stage.
Buena, poco tarde de cierre, se abre,
Unfortunately, he
abrirse.
loses 21 seconds
Derecha,
in
izquierda, acá, y
26
cuarta, se
kilometers.
cierra.
But it's not sayonara for the Spaniard just yet.
Para derecha, acá, se cierra, Sasar.
Peter Solberg has ground to make up, perhaps some confidence to recover.
Keep right into early 6 left minus, keep into the crest, to crest 80. Line into short 4
But
right
his
club.
pace proves his resilience. Totally committed from the start. He's in a different league, 10 seconds faster than anyone else on stage 1.
Keep 30 right to the crest, 30, 5 left minus, half long, tightens, 60. Keep left to the crest and early 6 right minus, 30.
Marcus Gronholm has ground to make up too. He retired less than a kilometre into the first stage in Germany. As well as redeeming himself in the eyes of the Peugeot bosses, he'll be giving the 307's new 5-speed gearbox a real run-out in Japan.
7 oikein, miinus tosi ahdas.
Go, Peta and the field, go, yay! And Mikko and Jarmo, yay! Okay.
Well, that's one way to guarantee you've backed a winner.
Seb, well, Seb. I love Seb, yes!
Otherwise, you could always pray for divine guidance, something which might benefit Francois Duval, who, as well as having a different co-driver, faces real uncertainty about his future. Ford have released him from his contract, giving him the chance to find another team, as their prospects for 2005 remain unclear. Team boss Malcolm Wilson had to make a hasty return to the UK just 6 hours after arriving in Obihiro to attend a meeting about next year's budgets and indeed participation. Harry Rottenpera has problems of his own. He's got difficulties with elements of the new 5-speed gearbox. He can shift automatically between first, second and third gear, but he's lost fourth and has to change manually to get fifth. He loses more than a minute over the first 2 stages to rally leader Peter Solberg.
And early 5 right plus. Opens 30.
Solberg's on blistering form, and this is a dream start to Subaru's home rally.
Left opens 20, flat jump maybe, 200.
The Norwegian's fastest again, his second stage win.
So any question marks hanging over Peter Solberg after that crash in Germany look to have been removed. His lead over Marcus Gronholm after the first 2 stages, 18.1 seconds. Sebastian Loeb is a further 2 seconds adrift in third.
Thanks to his success with Mitsubishi and latterly Subaru, Tommy Mäkinen is big in Japan. So the organisers have found a place for him at the Rally Japan party.
Flat crest, 40.
He's driving the Zero car, which passes through the stages before the competitors to check that all is safe and well. And he agrees with the driver's general view of the stages.
They're very, very fast, quite narrow, long straights, corner at the end, and again quite fast.
Would you like to be doing these stages in a proper rally car?
Yes, of course, would be very, very nice stages to go flat out and with proper wrecking and everything. So why not?
So Solberg has the rally lead, but there are a few clouds on the horizon of championship leader Sebastian Loeb. He was second after stage 1, and lost second place to Marcus Gronholm on stage 2. Here the battle intensifies. The Frenchman fast enough to win stage 3 and regain his second place, but only by 0.4 seconds. On the following stage, the duel continues. Just 2.8 kilometres for Marcus Gronholm to make a move.
Oikein nopea ylinypyn. 8. Ja nyppy oikein täys.
A skid there on the loose gravel under braking, and that's made it harder for him to ease into Loeb's time. He needs to be half a second faster.
5. Ja nyppy oikein laita täys. 120.
It looks like he's going to do it. Yes, 1.9 seconds to give him a lead over Loeb of a second and a half. Further down the table, in fourth place, Marco Martin's not happy with his pace notes. You can see the stages are narrow, but you can't see his dangerous ditches by undergrowth. They present a rally-ending risk. At the end of stage 4, Martin trails the rally leader by 38.4 seconds.
It's quite difficult. My notes are really horrible. It's not possible to get any rhythm, so I don't know. I don't know who made them.
And now Martin's under pressure from Carlos Sainz. The Citroen driver's nibbling away at the margin between them, trailing the Estonian now by just 1.2 seconds. Having already overtaken Martin's teammate Francois Duval on stage 3. So Duval's dropped to 6th place. But actually, this is a good performance by him and his new co-driver, who's under a lot of pressure. Harry Rovanpera's main concern is the gear change mechanism. Changing manually from 3rd to 5th is costing him time. By the end of the morning, he's 2 minutes behind. Mikko Hirvanen's losing time too. The young Subaru driver's had a problem with the blocked radiator scoop. Also, like Martin, feels his pace notes aren't as accurate as they might be. He's 7th after stage 4.
Across the crest, 150.
But for his teammate Peter Solberg, another fastest time. That's 3 out of 4 stage wins for the Norwegian, and the end of a good morning's work.
Right into cut, hairpin left.
Even better, in front of the Subaru flag-waving fans on this spectator-friendly stage.
20.
So Gronholm versus Loeb, Martin and Sainz versus Duval, the battles of the morning. But Solberg has dominated his lead nearly 20 seconds. So far, so good for Subaru.
It's going very well, much better than I expected. So it's really good fun. It's very difficult out there, but it's going the right way.
We've got lots of the top management here from Subaru. Lots of Subaru fans. Everywhere we turn, there's people showing interest and there's excitement everywhere. So it's the first time we've been to Japan, and you can see that it's the first time. You only have to look at the reaction.
It might look all smiles in the Ford camp, but the announcement regarding Francois Duval's contract has raised questions about his future.
The situation is that his option on his contract expired at the end of August, so we had to then say to Francois, you're now free to discuss with other teams if you want to drive next year. However, we're still hopeful that he will be driving with Ford and confident that if we can put the programme together correctly, Francois will still be with us. We put a lot of investment as Ford Motor Company into Francois from the days of the Super 1600 with the Puma. Now that investment's starting to pay off, and obviously we are very keen to keep him for next year.
More immediate concerns at Peugeot. The race is on to fit a new gearbox in Harry Rovanpera's car in the 20 minutes available. Job done, and Harry fights on. The second loop of stages is a repeat of this morning's race. For Sebastian Loeb, that means totally cleared roads. Simply magnificent on this second run through Jambuaca. 30 seconds faster than the first time. Marcus Gronholm in second place at the start of the stage has just a 1.5 second lead over Loeb and had frighteningly fast to beat the Frenchman. He's slower, and that's his lead gone. He now trails Loeb by 2.1 seconds. Marco Martin, who's being hotly pursued by Carlos Sainz, has changed the setup of his Ford.
And 3 plus right, 20 flat right.
But though more confident in his pace notes now, he's still unhappy with the car's suspension. He only manages to be second fastest on the stage, and Sainz springs.
Para derecha caliente, se cierra poco. Para rasante de izquierda, buena más, se cierra poco.
Despite the continuing handling problem, even after service, he's 3.5 seconds faster than
Para derecha acá, se cierra poco
The
y se
Spaniard
abre.
takes fourth place from Martin by virtue of his superior pace.
Rasante derecha rápida, ojo, se cierra.
Petter Solberg's pace too is still impressive. He is just a tenth of a second slower than Loeb, but he hasn't managed to improve his speed through this stage by such an incredible margin.
100. Keep very right to the crest.
And that may well be down to tyre choice.
Petter, the tyres are looking like you've really worked them hard. How is it?
Oh, they're very... It's too soft. Too soft, they are really...
Toshi Arai, Japan's current rally star, in his production Subaru, is 10th.
So plenty of movement on the leaderboard after the first afternoon stage. The headlines: Loeb up to second and Sainz up to fourth.
Petter Solberg's seen the threat from Sebastian Loeb and knows the Frenchman's on a charge. Norwegian to defend his lead. It doesn't help that he had to steer clear of deer on the stage.
Opens 100.
He drops 3.6 seconds on stage 6.
Line into cut early, 5 right.
And Loeb is the predator here. He sets fastest times on stages 6 and 7. Tearing a total of 10.3 seconds out of Solberg's lead. The afternoon brings some improvement for Marco Martin. Takes back fourth place from Carlos Sainz on stage 6 and extends his lead over the Spaniard to 4.7 seconds on stage 7.
76 left.
Just one place but more than half a minute ahead of Martin is Marcus Grönholm.
Ja 8 siltavaseri jouhee.
Behind Loeb in the
120 oikein tiukka.
Professionalism and Corrado
Ja
Rivera,
vasemmalle.
his team boss,
Toista
demand to finish the
vasemmalle nopea.
season with panache.
7 ja oikein nopea kirraa.
He's second fastest on stages 6 and 7, but his brakes have taken some punishment. In the other factory Peugeot, Harry Rovanperä has a new gearbox. But unfortunately, he has the same old trouble. The 307 Gremlins are back.
That gearbox problem starts again.
Sebastian Loeb, the championship leader, leads the way into the second run through Rikubetsu. But he breaks the habit of the afternoon by failing for the first time to win the stage.
Ja nyt vasen eri yli
Marcus Grönholm is 4/10 of a second faster than Loeb, clawing into the margin between them. He's now just 5.7 seconds behind the Citroen. It looks like a three-way battle for the lead is starting to develop, but it's the current rally leader, Petter Solberg, who's fastest, drawing away again, albeit by just over a second.
No changes in the top 8 on the final stage, the Satsunai Super Special. So Solberg ends the day with a 12.7 second lead from Loeb. Grönholm is third. Less than 18 seconds separates the top 3.
For me, it was a good day. We are second now, 12 seconds or 13 seconds behind Peter. Marcus is just 5 seconds behind us, so it's very close. It's a big fight, and we are pushing very hard. But the feeling with the car is okay. The car was perfect all the day, so I hope it continues like this.
Did you enjoy using fifth gear today?
Yeah, we had some problems in the end, same as Harry, so we are a little bit worried about that.
Petter, it's been a very long day, but a very good day for you.
Long, tough day, but things have worked very well this morning. No problems at all. We took still a narrow tire the second time through the stages. It was not the best choice for me, but things have gone well. The car have been good, and it's been really interesting. It's good to be back on the top.
Before we get to the Day 2 action, a look ahead to next year, as the FIA have announced a provisional calendar for 2005. The running order is very similar to 2004, the main change proposed being that Rally d'Italia moves forward to April. Monte Carlo remains as the season's opener in January. In the second half of the season, Rally Japan swaps with Wales GB, and Australia remains as the big finale. Back to 2004 and the battle to be the winner of the inaugural WRC Rally Japan.
On Day 2, the crews again head out towards Rikubetsu to contest 10 special stages, before returning to the Super Special at Obihiro. These 11 tests are separated by just a single service point after Stage 14.
Saturday in Japan, so the rally fans are out in force to see battle commence at the start of Day 2. Carlos Sainz came out on the losing side in a fight for fourth with Marco Martin.
Dos, izquierda rápida menos, acaba rápida menos corta, se cierra.
Now this stage is rather different from those on Day 1. It's wider, but it's covered in a deep layer of large organic stones. Martin was pulling gradually away from Sainz throughout the second group of stages on Day 1. And he continues to make progress here. He's nearly 2 seconds faster than the Spaniard, extending the margin between them to 7 seconds. You can clearly see the surface, and it's so slippery it's seemingly covered with ball bearings. Up ahead, Marcus Grönholm is targeting second place, currently held by Sebastian Loeb.
And when you see the amount of gravel off the line on the road in front of him, it's going to be vital to stay on this cleaner visible line to gain valuable seconds. Just look at the tighter line he's taken through this corner. He's accelerating hard on the clean surface. Now it's almost worth backing off a fraction to make sure that you have the right line in these conditions. Marcus is a real expert in these slippery, gravelly roads.
Sebastian Loeb doesn't have road sweeping to contend with on Day 2. And on these new stages, he should have an advantage, as he's the only driver to have come to Japan last year to recce this rally. But for some reason, he's off the pace.
How was it? It was okay. A lot of gravel in this stage. You have to be a lot of time. I went a bit off the tracks, and so I lost time in the gravel. It was not a perfect drive, but okay, we will see.
Silberg will be pleased to hear that. He was losing ground to Loeb over the afternoon of the first day, and now he'll be hoping to pull away.
Left minus half long,
That's why
tightens,
though a warning to the
50.
Norwegian, push hard, but keep safe.
Early 6 right minus at a crest, half long, opens 100. Tarmac line into 2 right minus, tightens, 1 plus.
The large rounded pebbles covering the surface of that stage are the worst ever seen on a World Rally. A nightmare for the earlier cars, rolling over the surface, but also cleaning the roads with the passage of every car. On this gravel, the tyres have no chance to grip the harder base below. The later cars had a stone-free run. In this comparison, the Subaru gained seconds on every braking area and corner. Stones cleared, the tread now gives maximum grip on the harder surface, allowing the driver to use full throttle.
On stage 11, Marcus Grönholm will taste blood. He has 13.9 kilometres to reel in Sebastian Loeb, and he knows the Frenchman's not on fire this morning. There's Loeb's stage time. Grönholm is 4.4 seconds behind coming into the stage. So what can he do? He's going to be faster, but can he do enough? That's it, 5.3 seconds quicker than the Frenchman, and he takes second place with a lead of 0.9 seconds.
So Grönholm now in second place, but by a tiny margin. Further down, Duval still fighting away in 6th, Mikkel Hiven in 7th, and Harry Rottenpera in 8th.
tourists to the fans for a third run through the short sprint stage for Ikebetsu, which was specifically designed for the spectators. Lots of support for Subaru, but the festive atmosphere is lost in translation as far as Nico Herman is concerned. He arrived early, time control, picking up the 1 minute penalty. Overall, that makes him more than 3 minutes off the pace of his senior teammate Petter Solberg. But Hirvonen says he'll appeal against the penalty, as he claims it was a mistake on the part of the officials. So, on to stage 13, unlucky for some. All had gone smoothly for Marcus Gronholm so far this morning. But as has been the way for so much of this season, the good times don't seem to last for the double world champion. After his teammates' gear change troubles on day 1, day 2 sees Gronholm have clutch problems of his own. He loses more than a minute and drops to 4th place, just 9.3 seconds ahead of Carlos Sainz.
Ja vasen eri tiukka. We have finished the stage, but we are missing gears 4 and 5, first and second. Ei meillä quick and also first and second. We only have third gear.
Marcus, the split times were terrible.
I have 1 gear.
Which one? 3.
Sebastian Loeb then regains second place from the unfortunate Finn. But can the Frenchman regain the initiative in his battle with rally leader Petter Solberg? The Norwegian's been driving to the split times this morning. He's already won the first 3 stages of the day. Let's see how he fares against Loeb here.
18. 6 right minus, half long tightens, 60.
It looks as if he's going to be much faster.
5 left plus half long.
More than 18 seconds quicker, his lead nearly doubled. Even he doesn't believe it. From the sublime to the, well, soul-destroying. Gronholm struggling with just 3rd gear on the road section to stage 14. Because one of his clutches has failed, he has to switch the car off as often as possible to cool them down. So there's little in the way of tranquility for Gronholm. And it's not easy to get off the line quickly in 3rd gear. Now the red lights are still illuminated. He should have started when all the lights went out. So that means a jump start penalty of 10 seconds to add to any time he loses on the stage. Though actually, he drops only another 7 seconds. But that's enough. Carlos Sainz takes advantage of the Finn's misfortune to take 4th place overall. The margin just 0.2 seconds.
So Gronholm plummets to 5th now, over 1 minute and 52 seconds off the lead, with Petter Solberg taking no prisoners. While Gronholm's challenge was collapsing, he attacked. That lead of 46.4 seconds over Loeb, a potential winning margin.
Marcus Gronholm won't be relishing the long road section back to service. Over 100 kilometres and 2 hours of driving for the tired crews. The local fans seem to enjoy a chance to get a close-up of the drivers. And the festivities continue at the service park. But it's serious stuff for Peugeot, another gearbox to replace, and then the inevitable inquest.
Why do you think this team has consistently failed to solve these problems? Because it's been going on for months now.
Yeah. Don't ask me. You have to ask the engineers or management. I don't know.
Of course, we have a big problem. Well, yesterday we had a problem with Harry. He lost 1 gear. And well, today with Marcus, in fact, the gearbox was stuck on third gear. So maybe a problem related, we don't know yet, but it's for sure it's strange.
Yeah, it seems to be once again we have this problem. So very difficult year for me. It has not been really nice.
How were those stages this morning?
That was good, no problem at all, and we had a good tire choice. Went for a small attack, of course, but I got a good lead now, and I'm quite pleased for that.
We chose a hard tire, and because we thought it will be dry, and it was wet, a bit muddy in some places, and I think Subaru had a good choice, and for that we couldn't do anything.
The afternoon's action starts back on those wide gravel-covered stages. After the frustrations of the morning, Marcus Grönholm's on the attack.
100. Aivan eri helppo. 7. Vasen eri suppui.
He's now driving in real anger. He takes his first stage win in Japan on stage 15.
Kaiden sisällä ja ulkona. 5 ja Vateri tiukka.
Grönholm beats Carlos Sainz by 5.9 seconds. That's enough for Sainz to drop back down to 5th place overall. The Spaniard's only 5th fastest on his second run through poles of Carbide. Marco Martin also benefited from Grönholm's problems.
70, easy left.
He's up to 3rd, but the Finn isn't far behind him. Martin responds to the pressure with a good time on stage 16, extending his lead over Grönholm to 16.6 seconds.
70.
Up ahead, Sebastian Loeb is driving as though there's little to fight for. As if he'd rather finish than take risks, catching the rally leader, Petter Solberg. Solberg sets his 10th fastest time for the rally on stage 16. His lead now a very healthy 54.5 seconds. This is exactly what Subaru wanted on their home rally.
Stage 17 was the 4th and final run through the Rikkovetsu sprint stage. No change in positions there, so Grönholm back up to 4th, and Solberg's lead extends a little more.
Stage 18, the longest of the day, gives the crews their best opportunity to improve their overall position. Toshi Arai, the highest placed in the production car entrance, is 10th overall with a solid lead over his rivals. Marcus Grönholm would have wanted to use this long stage to pull away from Carlos Sainz. Instead, he's only 7th fastest on stage. But as you've no doubt noticed, he gained some out-of-season decorations for his 307.
What happened, Marcus?
Nothing. I just Christmas tree in the front, and okay, I had a completely wrong tires now. A big mistake because this was still dampened. And the first time through here, I had a gearbox problem, so I didn't remember the corners at all.
Beats Grönholm by 6.7 seconds to regain 4th place and pulls away by another 7 seconds on stage 19. 6th place with little pressure on the sides. The Spaniard's good performance means that Duval and his stand-in co-driver Philip Groven will start to attack struggling Grönholm. By the end of stage 19, they're just 10.4 seconds behind the fifth. Duval's teammate Marco Martin is more confident on the second run of the stages. He didn't trust his pace notes on the first pass, but he's second fastest on stage 18 to consolidate 3rd place. 1 place ahead, Sebastian Loeb, you'd think, could afford a more flexible approach. With his dominance in the championship, he doesn't have to fight for the win. A bit of a scare on stage 18 though. It seems the Citroen driver does still feel under pressure. But is it chasing victory or defending second place that's his priority?
I made a mistake at the start of the stage. I had a spin for left, I spinned, I go off in another road, and engine stopped in third gear, so I had to start again. It was not okay. I tried to put the first gear, I lost I think 15 or 20 seconds. After that I was pushing very hard to catch a bit the time I lost, but okay, it's like this.
18, keep left of the rest, 22 right tightens,
As for the leader, Petter Solberg, he now has more than a minute on the chasing pack, but Solberg knows
right into early shot 4, right
top speed,
13,
another stage win on stage 18, and to confirm extends his lead on 19.
T3
The final act of the day is a run through the super special stage, Satsuma. There's no change in the overall leaderboard. But it's Carlos Sainz who sets the fastest time into the floodlights.
So here's confirmation of the standings at the end of day 2. Petter Solberg's lead now nearly a minute and 10 seconds. Sebastian Loeb second and Marco Martin in third.
Petter, you must really feel like victory can be yours tomorrow.
Well, it's just some bad luck who can maybe destroy this now. But like we all know, I've been unlucky earlier this year and leading with quite a lot on many rallies. But I just have to keep focused now and keep it steady and not try to play any tough or just follow the splits and do my best and not do any mistakes.
All 8 WRC cars are still in the rally. No consolation for riders involved with this troublesome gearbox. But Petter Solberg still leads. Will he become the first ever Rally Japan champion? The third and final day of Rally Japan. It's just after 5:30 in the morning, yet the Subaru fan club are already out in force. 2 weeks ago, Petter Solberg and Phil Mills had the biggest crash of their career. And now they stand on the brink of victory in Japan. The World Rally Championship is certainly a rollercoaster ride.
It would be easy for them to start this rally a bit down, but they've been absolutely on it, both of them, right from the start, and really positive. And fingers crossed they get what they deserve now and put all that behind them.
7 stages make up the final day of competition. There's another run through the Super Special, but the main action takes place over 3 repeated stages northwest of Obihiro.
The spectators in the woods today were in for a big surprise. They were cleared from the stage after a brown bear was seen wandering through the forest. Not that that's of concern to Marcus Grunholm. Though the Finn was like a bear with a sore head on day 2, gearbox problems and then an unsuccessful gamble on tyre choice, taking a hard option for pace and sacrificing grip. Day 3 sees him keen to make a move on 4th-placed Carlos Sainz. The Spaniard starts the day just 7.7 seconds ahead of Grunholm. This could well be the duel to watch. And Sainz drops 3.9 seconds to the Finn on the first stage of the day. Ahead of him in 3rd place is Marco Martin. His priority is to consolidate his position. And Sebastian Loeb's is to hold 2nd place. He ended day 2 with an uncharacteristic error, spinning into the scenery. That said, he and every other WRC crew is still involved in Rally Japan.
The reason for that, all the drivers have had to adjust their style here. They can't afford to go too quickly because the roads are so narrow. There's so much danger at the sides. It's vitally important to stay on the clean line in the middle of the road. And that's why there are very few retirements so far in Rally Japan.
100. 5 left bus to the crest.
And Petter Solberg has exemplified neat driving and precise technique, as well as pace. The defending world champion is defending a lead of more than a minute, a far more comfortable margin than he had on the final day in New Zealand and Turkey, the 2 rallies he's won in 2004.
No changes in the top positions on the first stage of the day. Perhaps the most notable movement, Gronholm closing in on sight.
Rally Japan's certainly been a success with the country's rally fans, but it's been something of a challenge for François Duval. He's hoping to have a say in the battle for fourth place, but has been complaining of problems with his pace notes. Watch co-driver Philippe Droven having to update the notes as he goes. The Ford slides on the loose gravel in the deep ditch has ended Duval's rally. What a difficult event it's been for the young Belgian. A stand-in co-driver, news that he's been released from his contract with Ford, and now his first retirement in 6 rallies.
The notes is coming too late, and as well the left corner just before this corner, normally some the light corner, my co-driver to speak some long corner. It's not long, it's just a light corner. Directly off on the road is bad luck for me.
The first WRC retirement of the event means Marcus Gronholm's under no pressure from behind. Despite hitting a rock here on stage 23, the longest of the rally, he sets a fast time and had already closed in on fourth place Carlos Sainz on the previous stage. So Sainz has some defending to do. At the start of stage 23, he has a lead of just 4.6 seconds over Gronholm. He's not on the pace of the flying fin. That's it, he's lost his lead. As he's lost fourth place to Gronholm, he now trails him by 4 seconds. Up ahead, his teammate Sebastian Loeb, meanwhile, sets his second fastest time of the day on stage 22, and he's quick again on 23. Out in front, though, is Petter Solberg. He's led from the first stage of the rally and has carried the fight through 23 stages.
Keep right to the crest, 13 metres short, point left last lighter.
But nothing's ever 100% perfect in rallying.
How was this one?
Very tricky, it's very difficult. My pace notes was not good at all, so... But still, calm down, it's so important for me, so important.
To ease his nerves, a brief moment with wife Pernilla and son Oliver. Solberg with the support of his loved ones as well as thousands of Subaru fans here in Japan. But it's not all plain sailing for Subaru. Mikko Hirvonen's car has a hydraulic problem, meaning it's stuck in 5th gear. He stalls at the start of stage 24 in front of 25,000 rally fans. The rules concerning super special stages say that as long as he can get the car across the line and back to service, he doesn't need to complete the stage, but instead incurs a 3-minute penalty. Hirvonen, an experienced mechanic, is towed off the stage to repair the car.
So a different looking leaderboard now. The top 3 remain the same, but the demise of Duval and Hirvonen's problem see Rob Pera move up to 6th. Japan's Toshi Arai moving into the points.
With 24 stages down and just 3 to go, even the best in the business are still learning the ropes on this new event.
It's very difficult to write pace notes here when you come for the first time, and what we found is that when we did the recce, the reconnaissance at 70 kph, and now we're getting there at 200 kph, it's a totally different matter. It's a very strange road to describe, but there's no actually natural flow to the road. There's sort of like 2 apexes, and there's no sort of real entry point to each corner either. It's very tricky to make notes.
A few nerves in the car in the last couple of stages?
Well, as somebody else just said, there isn't really any pressure today. There's only 135 million Japanese supporting us today, so you know there is no pressure, if you put it like that.
However excited the home fans are about Subaru, no doubt it will be a pleasure to see a Japanese driver finish in the points. And Toshi Arai is 8th going into the final loop of stages. The local heroes closely chased by WRC driver Anthony Warmbold. By the end of stage 26, Warmbold trails Arai by just 4 seconds. Subaru's Mikko Hirvonen managed his repairs and having a gearbox installed in service, is second overall with more than 8 minutes separating him from 8th place. And to Gearboxes were the bugbear for Peugeot's Harry Rovanperä too. After his dismal day one, he never really got to grips with Rally Japan, but is set to bring home 3 points for the team, his 6th overall. Ahead of him is Carlos Sainz, who looks to have lost out to one hole in the battle for 4th place. The experienced Spaniard complained of handling problems, but is heading for his 5th consecutive points finish.
80, keep right to the crest, 40 early on, 4 left plus, tight to keep in the crest, just don't cut, 3 right plus,
though he prefers to chase, he's handled the defence's lead
1 left plus, tightens. 20.
With a minute and 10-second advantage at the
Short
end of
right to the
the
crest,
stage.
opens, 50, 3 right, opens long.
So, on to the final stage of Rally Japan. Marcus Gronholm, once in contention for the lead, has been let down by mechanical glitches. He fought for and looks certain to take 4th place, but he's plagued by what might have been.
Markus finished the stage. Tot voidaan hävitäkin, hei.
I'm really sad on behalf of all of us. I do apologize. Come back and we will be discussing for the future. Bye-bye.
In 3rd place is Marco Martin. He's on target for his 6th podium finish of the season. He's said that his own preparation and pace notes let him down. That's a lesson learned for the next new rally.
3.
Petter Solberg has to defend his massive lead for just 29 kilometres.
60, flat long crest, 100.
The Norwegian's gone through a difficult period. 3 retirements, most recently that huge smash in Germany. This is an incredible return to form. And with it being Subaru's home event, he's heading for a fantastic reception. Second place Sebastian Loeb is ahead of Solberg on the stage. Once again, the Frenchman's shown that he's highly competitive on any surface. This is his 8th podium finish of 2004.
I prefer to save my position, try to keep Marco behind and try to finish second. And for me, it's a very good operation for the championship to finish. Better wins, but I'm just 2 points behind, so I don't lose a lot for the championship, but that's very good.
Very good, or as they say in Japanese, sugoi, which just about sums up Solberg's rally.
3 left plus long,
I would agree with every bit of that. He's not put a wheel wrong, he's driven a perfect rally. Not just that, his Subaru has run without fault. That's it. The team are happy, which you can understand because they've just won the very first Rally of Japan.
Not a bad weekend, eh?
So happy, Phil. After Germany, NBA back on top again.
Absolutely. Brilliant.
And just look at that, every bit of showman can't wait to get at the media.
What's more important, the 10 points or winning for Subaru in Japan?
I think it's both things. Both. It's just incredible. Winning Japan also, that's incredible. Really, really good. Just thanks to everybody, you know, that'll help me. It's really good fun. All the mechanics and never give up. That's the plan.
Solberg's eventual winning margin from Loeb, 1 minute 13.3 seconds. At the other end of the leaderboard, Ford privateer Anthony Warnvold beat Toshi Arai for the final point. But the big points go to Solberg and Loeb, 10 for the win and 8 for second. Joining them on the podium, Marco Martin.
I must say it was better than I expected after the crash in Germany. I must admit that. I never thought I should come up so quick because it was a horrible accident, and Phil have been absolutely excellent. He have been even better than before. So,
It's been a hard time. You know, the last few rallies have not really gone well for us. We felt like we should have been winning, and things haven't worked out. And then coming here, it was the most important rally of the year, probably the most important single rally we've ever done.
Solberg's win means he leapfrogs Martin and Sainz into second place in the championship race. But with Sebastian Loeb's lead now 30 points, it looks like the world title is his to lose. their stranglehold on the Manufacturers' Championship. The 12 points earned in Japan see them move further ahead of the field.
Great action, great organisation. That's why the Inmarsat Star of the Rally Award goes to the team that made Rally Japan happen. Kenichiro Nakajima, president of the organising committee, here accepting the award. Rally Wales Great Britain is one of the oldest events on the calendar, and that is the next stop for the WRC. Professor Solberg has won in Wales for the last 2 years and will now be favourite to make a hat-trick. But first, time to savour this victory, a win important to him and to Phil Mills in so many ways. If you want to follow up on events in Japan or if you head to Wales, go to the website at www.wrc.com. For now, it's goodbye.